true on that beat. Look cool that they don't like to see you winning. They wanna see you in a penitentiary. I need me a little baby who gon' listen. Girl, I don't wanna be the one you ignorant. My mama told me, boy, make a decision. Right now I gotta keep a ton of vision. I need me a little baby who gon' listen. Girl, I don't wanna be the one you ignorant. Look cool that they don't like to see you winning. They wanna see you in a penitentiary. I need me a little baby who gon' listen. Girl, I don't wanna be the one you ignorant. My mama told me, boy, make a decision. Right now I gotta keep a ton of vision. They sending all my homies on a mission, and I ain't tryna miss out on these millions.
Hello everyone, and welcome back, and thank you for tuning to SLS News. Please subscribe to my channel, like, share, and comment on this video. Some of the things we are going to discuss today is regarding the Kenneka Jenkins case. One of the things I wanted to cover is from Moon Chaser's video, where he was asking whether or not if this is Kenneka seen walking through the rear parking lot at 4:35 a.m. After watching his video, I pulled up the original footage and viewed minute per minute of the rear parking lot activity to see exactly what he was referencing to. So I'm going to play a little bit of Moon Chaser's video so you guys can see the activity, and then I'm going to show you the screenshots from the original timestamp videos as I'm going through the timeline of the text messages that were documented per report 101 of the Rosemont Police Department case file, and see if they coincide with one another. So here we go. Now this is showing a guy in a white cap. I'm not sure who this guy is. Shemaya, Monifa, and a white girl, and it shows them walking out of the frame. I'm going to fast forward a little. And here it shows them walking back towards the hotel. So that's Monifa walking back towards the hotel. We have Shemaya and Bree walking towards the hotel as well. And now I'm going to jump a little forward so that we can see the footage of what Moon Chaser was referencing to. So he was stating whether or not if this was Kenneka, and from the looks of it, it seems as if they met up with some people. You can still see the white girl, the dude in the white cap, and I don't know who these two individuals are, but they are walking behind Kenneka. So I'm not sure who this is. And for the record, I am not indicating that this is her. I am not saying, oh, that's Kenneka, she was alive at 4:35 a.m. I am stating it looked like her, and could it have possibly been her walking through at 4:35 a.m. So I went back to the original footage to reinvestigate and look at the timestamps. And here you see Moon Chaser enhance the video so that we can get a better view of the individuals. So now the screenshot the screenshots and photos, the screenshot photos and text messages that were sent between Monifa Assumed and Favor are here. Now, before I go in, I wanted you guys to understand something regarding the UTC. The UTC is not a time zone, it's a standard, meaning that it is the time standard commonly used around the world. The world's timing centers have agreed to keep their time scales closely synchronized or coordinated, therefore formulating the name Coordinated Universal Time, aka UTC. Now, I mentioned that because it's imperative that we figure out the actual time that these messages were sent. (4:35 a.m. UTC is actually 11:35 p.m. in Chicago area. And I got 11:35 p.m. because according to the UTC, you go back, subtract 5 hours from the Chicago area, for the Chicago area, and this is how they generated the UTC for the US. And if you research UTC, you will see the graphs, demographics for each city, state, and country. So, let's see here. My light bulb went off regarding these 3 messages here, according to Report 101 from the Rosemont Police Department case files. And this is what I will be elaborating on and aligning these 3 messages with the screenshots that's provided. So this first text message was sent from Assumed Monifa. And from the verbiage, I am assuming it's Monifa that's texting Favor. And at 4:35 a.m., the text message states, "Not yet. I'm finna get in the car with Kenneka and go park it by her house. And cause you didn't even know the bitch had a donut on the car." So it's not the exact terms, but I didn't feel like speaking in Ebonics, so I paraphrased it. And the part that got me from that particular message was finna get in the car with Kenneka. So according to the UTC in the Chicago area, this message would have been sent at 11:35 p.m. Next message states, from Favor, 4:35 UTC. She in her own car and she knew she had a donut on it when she said they can see it. Now, I do not know whom she is referring to as they or whom seen it, but it's very questionable. And then the next message reads, assumed from Monifa, "Yeah, she ain't even tell me. I just noticed it myself in that hotel in Rosemont. I don't want to be driving on the freeway like that." Okay, So we have a few issues here. For the simple fact that if these messages were sent from 11:35 p.m. to 11:38 p.m., how in the hell did she notice the donut on the tire at the hotel in Rosemont if they weren't at the hotel at 11:38 p.m. in Rosemont? So it's a little bit questionable, and I'm going to follow through and coincide these timestamps here that was listed on the report, along with the subtracted hours for the UTC of 11:35 through 11:38 from the following photos. So I began to think, if the UTC was placed there to throw the timeline off from the messages and the activities that occurred and took place at the hotel, because these text messages does not coincide with the time frames, and I am going to show you why. She stated she was about to get in the car with Kenneka, and I wanted to look at the video to see if Moon Chaser was onto something. I examined both rear parking videos minute to minute leading up to the time slots of the text messages. Cars coming in, cars going out, people walking through. So this here is the screenshot showing 11:35 p.m. I don't know why the AM is there, just disregard that, but it's 11:35 p.m. There was no car movement or anyone in the crew at this time. So if she stated she was about to get in the car with Kenneka at 11:35 p.m., something would have resonated and showed up on the screen for 11:35. But as you can see, no movement. Now, unless she was referencing to Kenneka picking her up, since she was the driver and transportation to the hotel, then that text message would coincide with that, about her finna get in the car with Kenneka. Here's the time slot for 11:38 p.m. Sorry about the AM again. It's supposed to be PM. And again, nothing. And the reason is because it doesn't coincide with what she's saying. So that indicated to me that she sent this message at 4:38 a.m., which is depicted here on the original report. Not 11:38 p.m. according to the UTC, because how else would she have seen the donut tire and being afraid to drive the car? There is no footage of them being at the hotel at that time, 11:38 p.m., and the screenshots validated that. So my personal opinion is that they placed the UTC here to throw people off, along with everything else that was covered up in this case. So let's go back to the photos. This car that I have circled here drove through the parking lot. And as you see the timestamp, it says 11:08 a.m. There was no other traffic coming in or out of this hotel parking lot. And this is the only car I've seen for the last 10 to 15 minutes leading up to this screenshot. So I assumed that is Kenneka's car, because shortly thereafter you see the crew walking towards the hotel. And the timestamp there says 1:11 a.m. and there's the crew. We have Bree, Monifa, Shamaya, and Kenneka. And I'm going to show you guys another image because this one is blown up, and I don't really like using the blown up images because they be too blurry. So let me go back to the original one. Okay, so here 1:11 a.m. like a few minutes shortly after seeing that car drive through and parking, you have Monifa in the front, Bree here, Shamaya, and Kenneka, and they're all on their phones. So this coincides with their story and lobby video showing them entering at 1:13 a.m. So around the time that Kenneka was supposed to came up missing and the crew was supposedly been looking for her, he shows them walking through the parking lot at 4:32 a.m. You have Monifa, Shamaya, white girl, black dude, and this was at 4:32. So now I'm going to show you the screenshot of the supposed Kenneka that Moon Chaser was referencing to. Sorry, you guys. Come on. This is ridiculous. Okay, I think this is it. Okay, this is supposedly being Kenneka staggering through the parking lot at 4:35 a.m. This time is very, 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 very important. 4:35 a.m. It coincides so much with the text message that was sent at 4:35 a.m. because I say that because of what she stated. She's about to get in the car with Kenneka, and the fact that she noticed the donut on the tire at Rosemont. So even if Kenneka would have picked her up at 11:35 p.m., why would she state 3 minutes later that she noticed the donut on the tire at the hotel in Rosemont? And I don't understand why this was overlooked by the police department, because this here has a lot of unanswered questions. And I really don't understand why they didn't press and try to get more information regarding that. And I don't care how you look at it, there's no way that this message should have been stated if at 11:38 p.m. if she was on her way there and didn't notice it until she got to the hotel. So I don't know. It's very confusing. So we have Kenneka staggering through the parking lot, 4:35 a.m. And you guys can be the judge. You know, if you have any questions or anything like that, please do not hesitate to comment, because your guess will be as good as mine as to why. And this here is Kenneka staggering, supposedly. And these folks here are trailing behind her, and that's why I had indicated, who are you? But it was at 4:35 a.m. Here's another one of her. Can't really see the face, but it does look like she's slouched over, like hunched over as she's walking. And one of the things I did look at closely, or tried to look at closely according to the image, was the shoes. And it does appear that she has on gray shoes. You see the denim pants, the denim jacket, the long straight hair. So looking at this at a glance, it does look like Kenneka, but there's no evidence that it's her. This is only speculation. But I still don't understand why the police department didn't look into this more closely. So after those videos, screenshots, we have the crew running through the parking lot at 5:05 a.m. and it looks to be that they're running towards the car. You have Monifa here in the front, Shamaya, and Bree trailing behind. And one of the things about this is that, according to the first report, 01 of the Rosemont Police Department case files, it stated there that the friends had contacted the mother and returned the car to her about 4 a.m. in the morning. And that this picture here clearly shows that that's impossible, because not only were they seen walking throughout the hotel on the footage after 4 a.m., it shows them here running towards the car at 5:05 a.m. So the stories aren't adding up. And this is why I say that they need to start from the beginning and look through everything very, very, very closely. And after this image, we have what I'm assuming is the car, because at 5:08 the car is coming through. I'm not for sure if this is Kenneka's car, but based on them running through the parking lot towards the car at 5:05, I just assumed that that was the car speeding through, since there was no other cars coming in or out during that time that I was viewing the footage, minute per minute. So there's a lot of unanswered questions. There's a lot of things that need to be explained, And I truly, truly, truly believe that they need to start with those friends, because they know more than what they state. So this pretty much concludes the video, and I do thank you for your time, and I thank you for viewing. So if you can go ahead and subscribe to this channel, like the channel, share, and comment if you have questions. And if I come across anything else juicy, I will be sure to post it. So to everyone, you guys have a blessed day and be easy.